Well, welcome to another episode of Thornton Now. I am really excited to be able to share with you some of the amazing things that our firefighters get to do as they learn and train to be the support that we need across our city. I'm here today with our interim Chief Kelly. Chief Kelly, thank you for joining me today. You have been on the job for a couple of months now. Yes. So tell us a little bit about what you've been working on and some of the exciting things that you're willing to see here with our firefighters.
Yeah, certainly. It's been a busy few months. I started in this position in February, and so it certainly hasn't been slow at all. We've been in constant motion, a lot of growth with both hiring and new firefighters and planning for new facilities and just general growth in the city as well. This is something that we're tackling on a daily basis is what we have in the future of the city. And so this training center, this facility is a key piece of how we grow our fire department and how we make sure we have really the best firefighters, the best candidates coming out and working and serving the citizens in the community, and which is what we're here to do. It's been a great opportunity for me to be in this position, and this is just an exciting aspect of it, is this training facility.
Well, and you're new to the chief role, but you're not new to the city of Thornton. So how long have you been with the city of Thornton, and what are the roles that you've played there?
Yeah, certainly new in this role, but not new here. So I started in the city in 2004, so I'm coming up on 19 years here. And I started out as a firefighter in 2004. I worked as a paramedic, and then came up to administration about 10 years ago and started working on planning, accreditation, a lot of the other aspects of the fire department that aren't really operationally focused. And that's been, working under Chief Olson was a great opportunity for me to really learn this role and serve as sort of his right hand when he was the fire chief, and seeing a lot of other areas of the fire department. And help build where we are today.
And I know training is critical to make sure that our community is safe, and so that's what we're here for today. So tell us a little bit about this building and kind of our relationship with North Metro Fire.
One of the great things about this facility is that we actually jointly staff it with North Metro. For about the past 5 years, our training division has been housed here. We have a training chief, a training captain, and training lieutenant, and then similar counterparts with North Metro. They work collaboratively together to develop curriculum and then deliver that out to our firefighters, not just our recruits, but also our on-duty firefighters as well. And so that collaboration has been really beneficial here in the training center, but that also transcends out to the line as well operationally. So we're getting our firefighters trained to the same level here. When they're operating on the street, they've been trained to the exact same level, and so that operationally they become very seamless in how they function, and that's what we're looking for, because ultimately at the end of the day, we're working with them on many incidents every day. When we respond with North Metro or Westminster, Federal Heights, Adams County, these are calls we're going on every single day with them. So this training, this foundational training, this here is critical to that.
So how long does it take for a new recruit to go through training?
Yeah, great question. The new recruit spends 16 weeks here in the academy at this training facility. In addition, there's a few weeks that we add on to the beginning and the end that are really specific to things with Thornton. One of the things that we're looking at in the future is adding on the EMT basic training, the medical training, to the first portion of the fire academy. And that would add on another 6 to 8 weeks to that training. So it is a long training program, but what we're getting out of it is individuals who are really ready to get to work, serve our community, and continue that process of learning.
Do we pay our recruits while they're in training?
We do, yep. When our recruits are here in this training, this is not an unpaid academy. This is a full career academy where these individuals have been hired and are paid employees of the city of Thornton, or whichever jurisdiction they're working for. This is a joint training academy where we have recruits from both Thornton, Westminster, North Metro, Federal Heights, Adams County, South Adams, and Brighton. All these departments work together collaboratively here in this North Area Fire Training Academy.
Well, we're going to see lots of amazing things today, and I can't wait to show our audience all of the things our firefighters get to do. Who's going to show us around today?
So I've got our training captain, Captain Cody Larson, and he'll be joining us and walking through the facility and giving you an opportunity to see exactly what the recruits are doing.
Great, I can't wait.
The nice part about this training ground is it's got something for every purpose. Every little building and prop has a purpose, and really the only limit that we have to our training is our creativity on how we use these props. In front of us here, this is what we call the tower. It's a 3-story training facility with also an open roof where we have some props. It's got various sites where you can do a planned burn. This is a propane burn facility, so there's no Class A's, no actual combustibles. And then all of these doors, this first door here, you can see it's a practice fire alarm. So when we go to fire alarms at hotels and various businesses, we kind of know what to expect. It allows us to know location and the things that we need to ask.
So it's making it as real as possible for the recruits.
Yep, it's not all just fire, right? It's a multitude of responses that we have to be prepared for, and that's why every one of these every prop here has a different purpose. So with this building, we can simulate both room fires. There's a loading dock prop fire that we can do. We can do various elevator rescues inside. And like I said before, just anything, our only limitation is our creativity on how we use the building. So then as we move a little bit further south, we have what's called the commercial building is what we refer to it as. The nice part about this building is on the west side of it right here, you can see it looks a little bit like a motel, which all of our districts have. And then on the east side of it, it actually just looks like a storefront with a restaurant and a sporting goods store. So we kind of were able to multi-purpose that building, put some more burn props in there and some other things. Just over here, we have one of our academy recruit groups, and they're going to be doing a hose evolution in what we call the single family. So this is just going to be your standard single family house with a basement. We have burn props in both the basement and inside one of the bedrooms, so we can facilitate rescues and fires in basements and in the bedrooms of all these single families that we all have so many of. The unique part about what we've got going on here is all those recruits are from different departments. So it's a consortium academy, like Chief said. Every one of those recruits is from a different department. So they're all getting the same training and coming out with the same abilities and knowledge when we do go to those incidents.
But I love the collaboration regionally because it makes sure that everybody can work together, but it also is sharing costs.
It is. It's very beneficial on the administrative side as well as on the operations side. Collaboration is what we're all about. We also have another one of those scenarios that we're working on, which is vertical ventilation, or getting all those superheated gases and smoke out of the house through the hole in the roof. So we've got a truck or an aerial set up right here with the ladder, and recruits are working on getting on the aerial with all their equipment, getting all their equipment to the roof, and then cutting a hole in that roof in roughly the same time that it takes that hose to get to the fire. So it's all a big coordination game, and everybody has to talk to each other, and speed is where we can make the biggest difference. So that's why we train all the separate disciplines, and then we'll put them together towards the end to kind of make them go a little bit, to facilitate their safety and their efficiency moving forward. So, and then one of the other unique things about this training facility is while we have the North Area Fire Academy going on, we also have our North Area Tech Rescue teams training on trench rescue. So this group that you'll see over here with all the blue suits on, they're our North Area Technical Rescue team. So it's another consolidation of resources basically up in this north area to provide the specialized rescue services that these guys provide. So these have already been through the academy, they're online, they're on a special rescue team, and now they're also up using the facility today. The entirety of the north area uses this facility all the way throughout your entire career, which is pretty rare.
So I remember a story from a few years ago when a horse got stuck in a trench and our fire department responded.
Yes.
Is that something you train for here as well?
It's something that the heavy rescue team trains for. So all those special or out of the ordinary rescues for horses and large animals, machinery, agriculture, that's what the tech rescue team is they come out here and practice those things that we don't all see every single day. So we don't all know how to rescue a horse, but some of us train to, thank goodness. The surface that we're on right now, if you look, it's called our skid pad. This is where we do the majority of our driver's training. Up from the skid pad, you see all those cars. That's what's called our extrication yard. That's where we can practice cutting cars for car accidents, stabilizing cars that may have gotten turned over on their side. And we can just set up a lot of different scenarios in there. And you see kind of an old iron used car there. That's actually our vehicle burn prop, so we can practice car fires and approaching car fires from a safe angle and a safe distance. So that's our car prop. You'll see a little built house over there. We use that for fire investigations. We actually burn that house and then rebuild it frequently so that we can see burn patterns and our investigators can see different things.
Well,
What do you think?
would you like to go through some scenarios or some evolutions?
I would love
do we
to.
have time?
I've got time. I've got gear in my office.
Let's get some gear and let's see if we can get the mayor working
Yes.
with one of the
That sounds great.
groups.
I think the mayor definitely needs to go to the roof.
We can do,
Oh,
I think we can do
goodness.
that.
Well, let's do it. I'm in.
That's way bigger than a garden hose.
Just a little bit. So this is an 1.75 inch, about 175 gallons per minute is what we're gonna use on this, okay? So your job, if you choose to accept it, which I know you do, is this is your nozzle. It is your only job. So these three fine gentlemen behind you are gonna do all the hose movement work so that you're not pulling or pushing any hose. They're gonna facilitate our movement. We're just gonna go right over to the stairs. So as this nozzle works, as we pull, it's on, push, it's closed. So once we get there and we spray, we're gonna go down on a knee. We're gonna have this pinch it right here, and I'll help you do all of this.
Okay.
And then we're just gonna spray and just soak the stairwell.
Okay.
It'll be a blast.
Literally.
So there's gonna be a little bit of nozzle reaction, but these guys are gonna help you push forward, and then I'll be right there to help with the nozzle stuff.
But we only turn it on when we're down on the knee?
We're only gonna turn it on once we get to the stairs.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
So we'll come up here. I'll kind of show you what we're gonna do from here. We're gonna point it out there. You can go ahead and go down to a knee and then put that thing under your knee. I'll kind of show you. There you go. And just go ahead, just like this. Just go right on it.
Okay.
So then we're gonna turn around, and when we're ready for water, we're gonna go like this. Just
Like
tell
this?
him, yep, and just spin it. Yep,
Okay.
perfect. So now,
And then can I turn it on?
nope, so
Not
leave
yet?
it off.
Okay.
You'll see the water starting to come, right? It'll lift up on our knee.
Okay, so you can feel it.
Yep. So now let's go ahead and open it. So if you hear all that, so we're just getting all the air out of it at this point. Kind of shake around, and then if you move up here, you can see that we're all the way to the right, so it's as narrow as it's gonna get, or we can kind of put it on massage. All right, so now slowly close that green bail. Perfect, all the way up. Okay, now we're ready. So now we're gonna make entry into the building. So you guys ready? Right on. All right, Mayor, we're going to the basement. Ready?
All right.
It's so hot. It's so hot. We have to go so much lower. There we go. So we're gonna go to the left. Come all the way around to the left. Good, left turn, 15 feet. Good, hold, bump up. Okay, so now drop to that knee. What we like to teach people is once we're here, is we want to really kind of whip it, or there we go. So then we'll close it. So from this point forward, now we would make our way down to the basement and locate the rest of the fire. So we've cooled it as we go, now we're gonna come around the corner. Would you like to go down the corner, or do you want to go back into this room?
Let's go back out.
Okay. Go ahead, back out.
There's no lights.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So then these guys will help you come out, and you really just have to control that. Beautiful. And Mayor and Joy, this is the hero shot. This is it.
Thank you so much.
Good job. Thanks, guys. Bring it in, everybody. Fire attack on 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. Fire attack.
Thank y'all. And thank
Good
y'all
job.
for your service too.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. So now we need somewhere for all that steam to go. So it's called ventilation. Sometimes we can do it through doors and windows, or we can do it vertically through a hole in the roof. So that's what this next station is going to facilitate, or kind of practice, is we're going to just climb up the set aerial and kind of see the scenario of what it would look like on the roof.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
Alrighty, let's go. All right. So this is called, we're gonna make the roof. We're gonna go up to the roof and assess the need for vertical ventilation. So we'll go ahead and just walk straight up. I'll
Yeah,
walk up first.
just walk up.
Yep. So we'll stay low and we'll put our hands on the rails here. Just about there. Perfect. Good. 2 more big steps. Good. So then we'd come up here. There wouldn't be all this wood, right? This is from the draining. But this is where the roof operations would start. We would then come over here, assess if we have heat or smoke, and if the ventilation would work. So for the basement fire, probably not. But if it was right underneath us, this is a very good method to get heat and smoke up out of a structure. And you get to climb up on ladders, which is always a good time.
If you're not afraid of heights.
Exactly. We'll go back down through the building.
Oh, good. Well, thanks for showing me around. This has been a lot of fun. I'm going to get out of this gear, and in the meantime, I'll hand it over to my fellow council member to talk about some events coming up this summer.
I'm Julia Marvin, Thornton City Councilor for Ward 2, and today I'm joined by Roberta Ayala and Lauren Turner, who are the President and Vice President of TASHCO, and we're going to find out a little bit more about Thornton's very first Pride event. So ladies, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
Yeah. So Pride Month commemorates the uprising at Stonewall that happened in New York in 1969. So can you tell me a little bit about the history of Pride and why it's celebrated?
Sure. The reason it started was back in 1969 on June 28th. There was the start of some protests that occurred, mainly because of some aggression from the police in New York, in that area, on the community. And because of that aggression, there was just a huge movement to start the liberation of the community via those protests. And it's really just kind of like the date and the month that commemorates that uprising, and that time was important just to make sure that we have reflected on the rights of the community and making sure that folks feel welcome in their communities, especially when they come from marginalized backgrounds like the queer community.
So why are these celebrations so important today?
They're important today because it's important that everybody feels welcome in our city, in Thornton. There's just been a lot of work to make sure, especially with TASHCO, to make sure that we're representing as many folks as we can through our events. It's one of the things we do through our mission at TASHCO, is to make sure that we're representing those folks via our events, the art that we display in different parts of the city. And it's just really important to have an event like this to make sure that everybody feels welcome and into the community.
Yeah, I know there's also been a lot of, there's been a lot of recent legislation in different places around the country. I think there's been almost 700 bills that have been introduced around the country that are anti-LGBTQ. And so it's definitely, I agree, it's really important that we're showing that here in Thornton that everybody's welcome.
I think just 400 this year, actually, up to this date.
Yeah. I think these Pride celebrations are more important than ever to show that we're, with the community and that we support all of our residents. So can you tell us a little bit more about the event that TASHCO's got planned for Thornton?
Yeah, I would love to. So we tossed around a lot of different ideas for themes, and we landed on the idea of being y'all inclusive. Because even though Thornton is in the suburbs, we've got some farmland around us, and who doesn't love a good old-fashioned Western time? So we will have some line dancing and music brought to us by Wander Beats. We're going to do a bandana tie-dye activity, so everyone can come out and make a tie-dye for yourself, for your dog, whatever you want to do with it. We're going to have a bounce house and face painting as well. Those will all be, everything will be free. And then we're also having Kona Ice come out. We'll have free food available as well. And then another important part for us was to make sure there are plenty of community resources available to folks. So we'll have those, and there will be a brand new art exhibit up in the Oz Gallery.
That's awesome. And is this a family-friendly event?
Very family-friendly. We hope that it's something that people of all ages can attend. And whether you are a member of the LGBTQ community or just an ally, we would love to have you there, because that is the goal of it, is to celebrate Pride and also show that there's opportunities to build community and make connections with other folks.
Great. And what's the date and time that this is all happening?
It'll be on June 9th from 6 to 8 p.m. If anyone wants to come out and volunteer, they are welcome to do that. They can contact us at TASHCO, and we'll wrap up around 8 o'clock. And in case I didn't mention it, it is being held at Lou Murray Park, which is adjacent to the Thornton Arts and Culture Center. And then, as I mentioned before, we'll be able to go into the Oz Gallery and enjoy that space as well.
And then can you tell me a little bit more about the planning that went into this? Because I know that it's, TASHCO's put a lot of work into it, and you've had, a committee working on it. So can you tell me a little bit about what that process has looked like for you?
Sure. One of our missions with TASHCO is to make sure that we're representing our community and doing events and bringing things to the city that people want to see. Over the years, we've had a lot of folks ask for two very specific things: more Latino-based events and also Pride. And because of that, we decided that we had to work on that. So a while ago, we started working and built up our Dia de los Muertos festival to be pretty large now. It has usually over 800 people in attendance, and it started rather small, like this is. And so Pride, we decided to kind of do the same thing with that. While it is a small event to start out with, it'll be more of like a Pride party. We did this because the community came to us and asked us to make sure that they're represented in our community. And so we've decided to just kind of start small and make sure that we're growing this over the years. So it's a really fun event for everybody to attend.
I think it's really important to highlight that while TASHCO is maybe the organization that's spearheading it, it would not be at all possible without the great group of volunteers that we have had that have stepped up. They show up to the meetings, they have great ideas, they're very collaborative, and it's important to note that neither Roberta and I are part of the LGBTQ community, so we think it's really important that those are the voices that are elevated and those are the perspectives that are telling us the direction to go with the event. And so we're just really appreciative of that group, and we hope that we can continue to grow this volunteer base and continue to grow community, because that's really what TASHCO is about. And I think it's important, again, to highlight that it's an arts organization that is bringing this, and that's often what sparks change in places, is the arts. And so we're really proud of that as well with TASHCO.
Yeah, that's so great. And then can you tell everyone where they can get more information about the event?
Sure, they can head to the TASHCO Dia de los Muertos page where we have an event set up. They can also find it on the Thornton Arts and Culture webpage and the community calendar. They can also call the Thornton Arts and Culture Center, and actually we'll be having some information on the Cuvo radio station coming up as well too.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like it's going to be very well promoted and lots of places for people to find out more. And so I just want to thank you both so much for being here with me today and giving us all this information. I think it's going to be a really great event.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. We'll be right back with more Thornton Now.
Seasonal jobs are now open with the City of Thornton. Parks, Mo Crew, recreation, golf, Thorn Creek Bar and Grill, and other opportunities await you. So what are you waiting for? Visit gocot.net/jobs for more information and to apply now.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of Thornton Now. Thank you to my fellow council member for sharing some of the events coming up this summer in the city of Thornton. And thank you, Chief Kelly, for joining me on this tour and for answering all of our amazing questions.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming out. We're so excited to share this facility with you, share it with our citizens, and really excited of what the future holds for our department. So thank you.
And thank you again, and we'll see you on the next episode of Thornton Now.